Off we go then, Newcastle against Ipswich Town. First home league game of the new year for the hosts. We'll have eyes on the top three, the Tractor Girls with eyes on points to close the gap to safety at the bottom. And it's that time of the season now, isn't it, where points are so valuable. Between now and the end of the season, it will fly by. And Newcastle looking to get off to a flyer of a start here. Crosses a deep one. And some early possession under their belts. Newcastle, the intention will be there to win this one and to close the gap on those above. Towards Thomas, who gets the flick on. And Gemma Purfield just to calm things down. This is a Newcastle team that is packed full of WSL experience. Some players who have certainly been there and done it in their careers in the top flight, where Newcastle want to be. And a run here which could be at the ideal start, could lead to the ideal start. I expect to see maybe a lot of this from Newcastle. The intensity from the very get-go has been impressive here. Here is Jordan Nobbs. Purfield. And Caitlin Torpey has been brought into the club for a brand new experience for her. Caitlin Torpey made a debut against Charlton. Wasn't quite the plan to pay her for 65 minutes or so, but Charlotte Wardlaw with illness unable to play, although both are playing today. Touch around the corner from Freya Gregory. And here is Molly Pike. Murphy. Now breaks down for Newcastle. Well, they will start again. The intention here to get that early goal. Calm things down. Starting the weekend very much right on the cusp of those just above, hunting down the top three places, that promotion playoff place. And Tanya Oxtoby was fairly open in her comments to us earlier that the brief when she came into the club was that this club are aiming for promotion. Oh, it's a really important block. Pike coming onto it. And without the block, you could have been looking at 1-0 to the home side. We'll keep you abreast of what is happening elsewhere as well. Gregory's ball in here and bottom block there by Fleming for Ipswich Town, who haven't won since September the 28th at home to Portsmouth. Gemma Purfield, the injuries that she's had in her career. Every game, always good to see her back. Caitlin Torpey, signed from the Thorns in the NWSL. And played a role in reaching the playoffs and losing to Washington Spirit. Here she is. It's just out of the reach of Beth Lumsden. And the thumbs up from Lumsden. It's a goal in WSL 2 this season. Negri with the restart. And Newcastle, who ran out fairly comfortable winners, and these two met earlier in the season. They won by 4-1. Damage really being done in the second half in that game. Wardlaw. It's not the it's comfortable clearance there from Mitchell. Gregory. Well, Perfield again. Wide now for Freya Gregory. And Gregory hangs it up. And then the header is wide of the mark. Encouraging again, Lumsden involved yet again. September, her sole goal against Birmingham City in WSL 2. Well, the way things have started, it could turn out to be a long afternoon for Ipswich Town there. Point that they earned against Bristol City in their last game. David Wright's first league game in charge, a battling point. They did actually take the lead after some 15 minutes. Natasha Thomas finishing from a Janet Deere free kick. But it's all new, and all new for David Wright, who's been brought in. Knows Ipswich Town pretty well from his playing days. Played over 100 games for them. Took over from Joe Sheehan, who was very much the very heart of their rise up the pyramid, an inspiration. Here's Charlotte Wardlaw again, so back from illness. And Negri only puts it out of play. A zip about Newcastle here in the opening stages. Oh, and that's gone all the way in! It is an extraordinary goal! Beth Lumsden. Well, what a way to open the scoring here. Beth Lumsden, great bit of skill. And then right over Negri into the goal. Inside 10 minutes, it's been a bright start from Newcastle United, and that bright start has been rewarded in quite the style. Whether it was a cross or whether it was an attempt, Lumsden or Newcastle will not care one bit. They look up for this, and here they come again. Tanya Oxtoby demanding a full 90 minutes from her team today. She said it was only really in the second half where they turned up against Charlton, but they're already 2-0 down. Cries of shoot whenever Lumsden's on the ball now. That's Torpy. And Negri holds it. Well, they will go within 4 points of Bristol City if they are to win this. Newcastle United. With that promotion playoff, third place, top two automatically going up. Demands clear from Tanya Oxtoby in this one. And that's Thomas who gets the free kick. Oh, you got to admire what was done there from Lumsden from some 40 yards over on that far side. Scored 7 times in WSL 2 last season. playing over on that far right side. She is a big fan of playing as an out-and-out striker. Here's Murphy, who is playing that role. And Lumsden again. Nice idea looking for Pike. Every time they come forward, Newcastle, at the minute, it looks like they are going to do something. Bottom club behind. There is Waring. A row. Ifamanian. And once again, the former Manchester United player, City as well. And again, another player alongside Gemma Perfield, who has had her injuries throughout her career, 2 ACLs. And Mannion again. Knobs for Lumsden, and there's Murphy. Now they get in touch from Jordan Nobbs. Actually getting the challenges in Ipswich, but McQuaid onto it quickly here. Back for Wardlaw. Wardlaw with the switcher play. Boswell trying to cut it out, the Ipswich captain. Perfield. Patient approach this from Newcastle United. So many red. And bodies back behind the ball. It's got to be an afternoon, you feel, with an air of patience about it from Newcastle. Lost the last 2 in the WSL 2 and in the FA Cup also. And West Ham came here and won convincingly. Nobbs. And the freedom to turn and to play a pass. Lumsden. Not one of her better moments. Once a goal she won't forget. It was quite the moment, wasn't it? No, that wasn't. And took everybody by surprise. Newcastle not starting the new year in the best fashion, but they ended 2025 with 3 wins in a row in WSL 2. Sunderland, Southampton and Portsmouth beaten. No doubt that there has been a positive effect since Tanya Oxtoby came in. You think of all that success that she had alongside Emma Hayes at Chelsea. Success she had alone as a head coach with Bristol City, leading them to a record points haul in the WSL and lasting club manager role. Perfield. Touch from Pike, just letting it down. Here's O'Brien. Gets the free kick, and a yellow card has been awarded here as well. And challenge on O'Brien, who scored a worldie against Newcastle United once upon a time in an FA Cup tie. That was played back at Kingston Park. It's Molly Pike who's got the yellow card. It's the only goal of the game, actually, as Ipswich won that by 1-0. Pike into the book. Player in from Southampton, just short of 50 appearances for Southampton. Well, they've not been able to string anything together, really. Have Ipswich Town at the top end of the pitch. This is a team who've only scored 10 goals this season in WSL 2. Molly Pike's last goal against Durham at the start of November, having scored in back-to-back games. The women's team will be hoping to fare better than what the men's team did last night at Anfield. Here is Aoife Mannion. Switch for Nobbs, who's absolutely everywhere, as you would expect. Former WSL record appearance maker before Millie Bright took that record offer back in November for Chelsea at Liverpool. Mannion. Free kick does go Nobbs' way. Nobbs again. And Newcastle will settle for a corner. And Lumsden has been the proverbial thorn in the side of Ipswich Town so far. So Mannion up from the back, Perfield is in there as well. Glanced away by Mitchell. And nowhere to go though for Pescott. Sent back in from Gregory. Ipswich have a player down at the minute, which the referee has to stop due to the fact that it's a head injury. Maria Boswell it's like it's taken the bank. It was coming together with Gemma Perfield, just at the bottom of your screen there, and Maria Boswell, one club player, has been part of the Ipswich family since 2019. Let's have a look at the goal that is the difference then so far, and coming in quite the extraordinary circumstances. Beth Lumsden right over. And that is the sole goal of the game so far from a Newcastle team who really have been on the front foot. Boswell still down on the deck at the minute after that what looked like an innocent coming together with Gemma Perfield. And just gives both of the coaching teams to get their message across there. David Wright was also a former Norwich youth coach, under 18s, 23s. Well, it looks like there might be a change needed here. Looks like there's a fair bit of claret on the nose of Boswell. So this will be a blow, suddenly, to Ipswich to lose their captain in this sort of fashion. So it looks like Summer Hughes is going to be coming on here to replace Boswell. There she is. Only appearance 2026 against Sheffield United in the FA Cup. So Boswell to make way and Hughes to come on then. So a setback certainly for David Wright, but Summer Hughes through the club ranks. Well, she comes here, take the place of her captain. So the game gets back underway. Newcastle had the possession, so they get it back here. McQuaid on one of those runs of hers. O'Brien with the layoff. It's Pike, who was a goal scorer against Ipswich in the reverse meeting when she struck on the hour in that game. Layoff there from Murphy was cute, and Pike unable to hit the target. But it goes from Pescott. Can't get Thomas in the game at all yet. Colette Kavanagh also. But meanwhile, down at the other end, here is Pike. And Pike with the cross. It's a bit of a mess in there. And Ipswich are able to clear their lines, but only as far as McCade. Jordan Nobbs for Lumsden, who are both running the show. Wardlaw, delicate one in, much too close to Natalia Negri. That is now 32 goals as she has conceded this season. Goalkeeper through the Arsenal Academy, came in from Crystal Palace. Played her part in Palace being promoted to the WSL. It'll be Page Peak to restart for Ipswich. Another product of their youth system at the club. Terrific second tier. Experience also at a time with Southampton. Wardlaw. Earns it back for Newcastle. Wardlaw on the charge. Supported from Lumsden. Now Purfield. Started the last three now. Twice in WSL 2 in the FA Cup as well. Cross is played in. Ipswich doing their very bit to clear. To keep Newcastle at arm's length. Touch from O'Brien. And then all the way back to Tamminen, who's barely had a touch of the football, really. Anna Tamminen in goal for Newcastle. Signed in September from Hammarby in Sweden. Like for Purfield here, who's career in Newcastle started with injury, really. Debut back in November. Nobbs. Lumsden. Back for Wardlaw. Lumsden's ball in is a good one. Heading cleared by Peake. They will come again here. Aoife Mannion forward and delivers. And that was Nobbs. Lumsden, and then Mitchell got a toe in there first, and anywhere will do for Ipswich. Such is the pressure that is mounting. Every game, a learning curve for Ipswich Town at this level. Team they are trying to catch. Portsmouth beaten earlier today up here in the northeast against Durham. Going to sit down here for Murphy, and down she goes. Still battling away. Look at the amount of red shirts around. She's asking the question of Aaron Ford. So whether she should have got a penalty there. Oh, I think there would have been some referees who might have put whistle to mouth. Here's Mitchell. Taken over here by Torpy. Tanya Oxtoby has been really pleased with the way that her new players have come in and settled in. It was tough when you're thrown in at the deep end, she says. I've had another week under their belts to prepare. And same could be said for David Wright, who was waxing lyrical about his squad overall, about how they've embraced the new signings. Kit Graham, Kenzie Weir, Ava Baker, they're all on the bench today. That's nicely done. Mannion now hangs it up there. Murphy's headed down, but it's straight at Allegri. Emily Murphy, a year at the club, returning having been in the US. It's their top goal scorer this season. 4 goals in the league, 5 overall. Mannion hanging it up here, and Murphy, she might be a little disappointed that she's not done better with that. Ipswich cannot go going at the top end of the pitch. There is Torpy. Back for Tamminen now. Newcastle, they're a team who love to have the ball. Their possession statistics this season see them as averaging the 3rd best amount of possession in a game, behind the likes of Forest and Birmingham City. Nobbs, a lot of the ball they have had in this one so far. Lumsden. Oh, squeezing it through. Oh, and a stop from Negri, really good in denying Murphy. Second chance in quick succession for Emily Murphy. And this time properly thwarted by Natalia Negri. Pass here to find Nobbs. Absolutely terrific. Murphy with a swing, unable to make the most of her moment. Half an hour played. It's one-way traffic here in Gateshead. So Pike and Nobbs here, but it's been left to Molly Pike. Drifts one in, goalkeeper comes, and then it's just would not sit down, would it, for Gregory? All the while, Charlotte Fleming is down for Ipswich. Players started through the ranks at Chelsea. Negri coming a long way from goal, and a collision occurred. And from rather innocent coming together, we've already seen Boswell go off. Just take a look at this again, as it was played in here by Pike. Can't really see what happens. It might be Perfield is involved again. And Fleming has taken over captain responsibilities. Another chance for respective coaching teams to get the messages out. But it's been good from Newcastle this first half an hour or so. The first half hour that has been dominated by them. In fact, they're putting around the 78% possession mark so far. Ipswich yet to have had an attempt at Newcastle's goal. So being a head injury, every precaution being taken here. Let's have a look at the goal again then, shall we? It might be a goal that you'll be seeing over and over again from Beth Lumsden. Quite incredible. So Fleming up to her feet and so we've seen whether she will continue. She's a rather combative defensive midfielder. Also had experience of playing in the WSL. She was brought in from Watford. Charlotte Fleming. But again, under the guidance of Kimberly Harding here, just making sure that everything is okay. There'll be a fair bit of added time at the end of the first half. He won't want any more injuries to key personnel. So under the close attentions of Mia Sibbons and Kimberly Harding, Fleming makes her way off, and the game now restarts. So 10 more to play of the first 45, but there'll be a fair bit added on. Should be comfortable here for Tamerlan, and it's very little to do so far. She was a former Hammarby Player of the Year and Goalkeeper of the Year, MVP in the Damallsvenskan in Sweden. Wardlaw for Lumsden. Gets a cross in, but too close to Negri. She's having quite the afternoon on what is her 50th appearance at Lumsden today. McQuaid gives it away, though. Pescott's all on her own, and nowhere to go. And just crowded out by black and white. Pescott has stayed down. Ball has gone out of play for the referee to stop things here. All of a sudden, there was just a big black and white wall in front of her. We're going to need medical attention again here. Pescott on the run, and McKay came across. Whether it was just a bit too rough. Right ankle, that is the issue here. Sophie Pescott, who was the Southern Premier Division Player of the Year last season. How she took her game to another level with some 23 goals. With 8 assists in there as well. It was a season to remember. She can make things happen. And this was her on the charge. McQuaid. Oh, she had 3 for company, really, didn't she, that she had to beat? Another chance for David Wright. Talk to his players. He has coached in Ipswich's academy in men's football. He has to take charge for the rest of the season. Alongside Lauren Phillips, his assistant. And Pescott here looking to try and run it off. So Pescott is off, and the game can restart now with the throw in from Summer Hughes. That was Mannion off. And Mitchell's going to feel that on a day like today. It's a cold one, and you'll feel it even more. And she's up on her feet and ready to go again. Mitchell, just a second season as a pro. He is one of the more regular names in the squad. It's Torpy with 5 to play, but with considerable amount of additional time, you feel, to the stoppages that we've had to injuries picked up for Ipswich players. Frey Gregory. Nowhere to go at the minute there for Scottish international. Pike. Nobbs. Shows the ambition of Newcastle as well to bring the likes of Jordan Nobbs to the football club. He's pretty much won everything domestically. And Gregory's got the better of Hughes here. Gregory, that was Fleming, and now Nobbs. Lumsden. Nobbs again. Torpy, I think she thought about it. Lumsden. Nowhere to go. Can Wardlaw pick up the pieces? It'll be an Ipswich ball, to the dismay of those over on the far side. Here's O'Brien for Ipswich. But O'Brien's done well here, finding Pescott, and Pescott, oh, it's superb! It really is! That is some way to respond. Backs up against the wall for much of this first half, and then a real moment of pure magic. And Sophie Pescott, oh, take a bow here, away from Torpy. And then the quality to finish. And that knock that she picked up just a few moments ago doesn't seem to have knocked her at all, does it? And all of a sudden, we are a level game. Lumsden, as Newcastle look to come back here. Oh, that's Gregory. Are they going to get a corner? Well, it'd been one-way traffic. But how things can change so quickly in the blink of an eye in a football game. Good block from Hughes. So the corner is floated in here. It's rather crowded in front of Negri. Pike again. Towards Murphy. And Pescott can take control. Here's O'Brien. Oh, the confidence, you can see it now in this Ipswich team. Pescott. That's unfortunate there. Adding to a goal against Crystal Palace this season. Player who just simply knows how to score goals. Doing it in quite the style. And their success to promotion. He'll be feeling a lot happier about what he's seeing from his team. So from Thomas, and here's Mannion. We're going to have 10 more minutes to play at the end of this first half. And Pescott is in the mood for more. Mannion. Lumsden now. Wide for Nobbs. Confirmation of the 10 added on. O'Brien just loses a footing. And that's Thomas, just forcing Newcastle United back. Tamminen, that's risky. Not helping out Torpy at all. Now Fleming. But it's Murphy coming back for Newcastle. Gregory will chase to keep this in, and she does. Up against Summer Hughes. Gregory, Hughes stands up to her. Freya Gregory, who had an assist to her name against Charlton. Didn't score in the reverse meeting, but also provided an assist in that game against Ipswich earlier this campaign. There he goes, Wardlaw around the back. The way back here for Caitlin Torpy. Native of South Brisbane, started with the Brisbane Roar. Just over 20 caps to her name for the Matildas. Perfield. Charlotte Wardlaw. Lumsden. And she goes. Oh, it's a risky attempt at the challenge, and then the eagle-eyed Negri here, eyes on the ball. Don't want to be beaten and lobbed as she was earlier in the game by Lumsden. Celebrating half a century of appearances in Newcastle black and white with an extraordinary moment. Gregory. Oh, it's Molly Pike actually. Can she get there? And the ball has got out of play. A shock to the system for Newcastle United, really. They dominated this game, still in the high 70s in terms of possession statistics, but it's all about what you do with it. 13 shots to just the one, and the one being on target for Ipswich through Pescott. Stunning the masses inside here in Gateshead. Played their home games here in Gateshead rather than at Kingston Park for this season. A natural playing surface to comply with WSL rulings. Here is Pescott. Perfield. It's a touch it goes. Hughes. Pescott. That's the support here from Hughes. Keeps one low. Torpy's clearance not the best. Here's O'Brien. Pescott got a good angle for a cross, and back down it goes. It's Mitchell. It's a really big moment for Ipswich Town, falling for Leah Mitchell. It's an awkward height, I think, for her. And it's the first real moment of Tamminen's game where she's had to make a save. Thomas rose really well, and it just wouldn't sit down in time before you knew it. Tamminen and combination of Tamminen and Aoife Mannion were right there. McCade forced back. We are midway through the added 10 at the end of this first 45 minutes. Mannion finding Wardlaw. For Mannion. Nicely done by O'Brien. Thomas is strong and wins it fairly. Pescott, Hughes joining in. Ipswich, since the goal, really have come to life. Fleming at a corner to the Tractor Girls. Peek up from the back. Mitchell is in there as well again. Can Waring be a nuisance here? Be Colette Kavanagh who will take this. Made a debut against Bristol City, playing some 19 minutes. Been coming from Deportivo La Coruña in Liga FA. That's her corner, away by Mannion. Fleming. I'll go all the way back here to Natalia Negri. Well, they had the game under control, Newcastle, before Pescott decided to show what she's all about. That's gone out of play here. Knobs to meet it for Torpy, and Torpy gets it back again. No hanging around Newcastle. Fleming and Pike. Switch, bring it away. McCade. Just a little hasty to get it forward was Kavanagh. Mannion. It's good play. The referee getting involved here as well. As Frey Gregory cutting inside. Negri clears away. Straight out into touch again. Ipswich haven't had the best of time coming up to the northeast this season. Lost to Sunderland, though they did pick up a point against Durham. Durham winners earlier today against Portsmouth. Portsmouth, the team that Ipswich are chasing. And that is half-time. So we're back underway. Ipswich all in red, the familiar black and white of Newcastle United, who were stunned when Sophie Pescott equalised. And so what can Newcastle do here? As it stands, they're on 20 points. And some 6 back from Bristol City in that third promotion playoff place. Ipswich are hunting down the likes of Portsmouth, the likes of Sheffield United. Sheffield United, who held the leaders earlier today. 1-1 against Charlton it finished. Here's Torpy. And now Nobbs. Wide for Lumsden here. And from a fairly tight angle to take on the moment herself. Why not, considering her big day, milestone day? It's been celebrated with a goal in the first half. She does say when she's playing as an out-and-out striker, it's where she feels she does her best work. It's not just as a winger, but also as a wing-back that she has played this season too. So she offers that versatility. Lois Joel into the thick of it already. Chance to play at home. The game on January the 11th against Birmingham City was postponed due to a frozen pitch here. Lumsden, that's gone out of play. But it's certainly an example of what Tanya Oxtoby was saying in pre-match thoughts, that this league has proven that anybody can beat anyone on any given day. I'm sure that'll be the message as well from David Wright of what his team can do. Still be figuring out things in terms of his players, who fits where. Always said that he hoped to be a manager one day. I think his playing career with Colchester United, he played well in excess of 500 games at senior level. Here's Rowe. Thomas. Rowe again. From Charlton and Brighton Hove Albion. Beth Rowe. Needs to be red ball. Rowe with the throw. There is Ashworth Clifford. Signed from Lazio in Italy, just half a season in Italy, having left Celtic. League and Cup winner at a time with Celtic in Scotland. Wardlaw. Touch just getting away from her is O'Brien for Ipswich Town. Referee's going to bring it back though. One thing that Ipswich are going to have to deal with in this second half is the sun that they are up against as well. And Newcastle just struggling to string some good passes together here. Lois Joel. Mannion. And Verana Tamanen. Brings Champions League experience to the table here, playing on the international stage. Torpy. Knobs. So she was encouraged to come to Newcastle. She wanted the challenge of WSL 2 promotion. It's been a fairly quiet start, hasn't it, to the second half here. Looks of Birmingham and Southampton are both winning so far. Teams above them, Crystal Palace just above Newcastle, also probably losing at the present. It's Knobs. Perfield. But the switch is nice for Lumsden. Up against Rowe. It's to go back for Wardlaw. Lumsden once more for Newcastle United. Wardlaw. That's a poor one. A long one for Thomas to chase down here with Mannion, and she's got the legs as well. For Mannion has kept her cool. Republic of Ireland international. Mannion back with it again. She says moving to the club has exceeded her expectations. Once upon a time a Champions League semi-finalist. Way back when. Part of Manchester United's historic FA Cup winning success. Mannion again. Joe. Perfield. That's asking a lot of Murphy. Emily Murphy hasn't scored since a couple of goals in the derby with Sunderland in November. I wonder how long it will be. Some added attacking impetus, perhaps fresh impetus from Tanya Oxtoby. She can bring on to try and make a difference. And they've got a fair bit on the bench as well, like Shania Hales and Una Savenius. Gregory. Been left for Torpy here. Oh, is that a foul throw? That just should not happen. You think of where Caitlin Torpy has played, how long she's been playing at the top level. Mitchell's header. There's Knobs. Murphy. Is that another one? Goodness me. Well, you don't see it often, do you? 2 foul throws in the blink of an eye. Pescott. It's gone out of play. Better from Torpy this time. Wardlaw. Perfield. Switch the play. Torpy. He's done really well here, Torpy. But then he was just taken off at the very last moment. One more encouraging from Newcastle United, looking to get the crowd back going again. It's a little quiet inside this place. A Torpy here through the legs of Mitchell. And then he was just taken away there, right at the very last second. Thomas. Now the switch to find Ashworth Clifford here. Mannion coming across with Rowe, and Mannion back to a goalkeeper. Another game that has gone by for Ipswich. Without a clean sheet, just the one this season in WSL 2. It was against Charlton of all teams back in September. Well, their promotion up the pyramid has been quite the rise in such a short space of time. 2021 when it all started. Mitchell will let this run, and there's some changes set to be made upcoming here. So Newcastle with 72% possession in this football match. And neither team has really been able to create anything substantial in the second half. Ashworth Clifford. Frey Gregory. That's the latest through, but again, it's too far for anybody else in a black and white shirt. Back in 2021 when Ipswich became a professional outfit. Sophie Pescott, who scored for them here, becoming their first ever pro women's player. It's Joel. Here's Murphy. Murphy continues. They're just running out of room, though. Hold up, waiting for some sort of support. Wardlaw is there. Now gets it. Never seen the end of Emily Murphy. As one of those three changes set to be made by Newcastle United. Nobbs. And once more. Mitchell now. Just calming it down for Ipswich as we've hit the hour mark. Pescott, that's wonderfully done. Thomas. And went by Wardlaw. So we are going to see Savenius, we are going to see Hales, we are going to see Demi Stokes. Quite the trio to come on. Ashworth Clifford, that's not the worst cross you're going to see. And then out of play for a corner to Ipswich. And out by Torpy. Maybe didn't quite get the call. And if in doubt, put it out. So a corner here for Ipswich Town. 1-1, still very much this game in the balance. There are the three waiting. Lucy Ashworth-Clifford got some height on that. That was Aoife Mannion's head first. I think she's there again, Mannion. Referee getting in the way once again. Sees the lighter side of it, Aaron Ford. But it would just allow the changes to be made here, I think, for Newcastle. So Caitlin Torpey with another hour under her belt to be a straight swap with Demi Stokes. Huge ovation for Demi Stokes as Murphy makes way. Hales comes on. He's got a couple of goals this season in WSL too. She make a difference. Freya Gregory making way, the third change here. Aruna Savenius to come on here. 3 goals, 3 assists in WSL2 this season, including being their scorer against Charlton a week ago. And a yellow card is going to be awarded here to Ashworth-Clifford for not getting out of the way, delaying the restart. Aaron Ford gives the yellow card. You won't want to argue with him, by the way. He's a solicitor away from football. That's made a recent promotion himself to step 2 assistant referee in the men's game also. So what do these changes mean for Newcastle? Hales will be the straight swap up there for Murphy. Svenius to this right side, so swap for Beth Lumsden to go to the left. From Hales. Shania Hales has scored twice against Ipswich in the reverse meeting, either side of half-time. Ashworth-Clifford. A bit of a roll here. Shrugging off Wardlaw, and my intention, I think, was more to be across than anything. Stokes for Hales, who will chase. Away by Negri. He finds touch, not for the first time today in the clearances. Hales a different prospect, 15 goals in WSL2 last season. Scoring some notable ones as well. In front of 38,000 in a derby win against Sunderland. A moment for her that she will never forget. Wardlaw. Savenius. Well, she's found a cross and found Hales, who wanted to go for the pass. Well, one back by Aoife Mannion. And Newcastle continue to threaten, although unfortunate for them, well, this moment breaks down for them. But what was the right call here? Should Hales maybe have turned and done it herself, or is it right to play the pass? Unfortunate that the cross then comes back off her. Demi Stokes, a bit of regular starter this season. Joined from Manchester City, 1 WSL title, 3 FA Cups, a couple of League Cups in there as well, in a wonderful career. European champion with the Lionesses. Lumsden. Throw-in it will be for those in black and white. Stokes. Kavanagh doesn't want to take many chances. Thomas. Not quite seen the best of Natasha Thomas. Been with the club over a decade now for Ipswich. Their all-time top scorer, record appearance maker. Molly Pike. Start again from the back here, Newcastle. Aoife Mannion. Wardlaw. Savenius. Back for Wardlaw. But back in Newcastle go. And it's Savenius. Now Rowe. I want to give a free kick away here. Wardlaw taking charge. Lois Joel. For Perfield. I'm going to go for one of those raking balls again. For Lumsden here. Yes, done well to make sure it doesn't go out for a goal kick, but it keeps Ipswich Town boxed in right in the corner. Away by O'Brien. O'Brien again, good feet. O'Brien might be next to make way for Ipswich Town. Tamminen, so not that much to do in this second half. Mannion for Wardlaw. And Ashworth Clifford can take over now for Ipswich. Wardlaw reacted and got back and made a fair challenge, according to Aaron Ford. Here's Mannion. Hales. Joel. Now Demi Stokes. Lumsden to try and get on the end of the loose ball. Lois Joel yet again. Perfield for Aoife Mannion. Rihanna Dean is going to be coming on here. Ipswich's top scorer this season. Maybe they do fancy it now. Wardlaw, nowhere to go though for Newcastle. Jordan Nobbs. Molly Pike. Oh, good one for Negri. And then that's Stowe's header, and then Demi Stokes. Scored just the once last season, WSL2, Demi Stokes. To score this season as Savenius has kept this in well. It's Mannion wanting handball, and we'll get it from Pescott. Break and play will allow the changes to be made, but this was the moment just a few moments ago, and it was parried out from Negri. And here come the changes. So O'Brien makes way. We're going to see Kit Graham come on here, joined on loan from Spurs till the end of the season. And Rihanna Dean as well. And it's a legend that is Natasha Thomas who makes way. Rihanna Dean, rich WSL experience. Hasn't scored since before Christmas. We think of the clubs that she's played for: Arsenal, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Southampton, a time at Liverpool. Oh, was dogged by injury. Hales, nothing wrong with it. Dean and Graham linking up here. Kit Graham. And then who got the final touch on this as it trickles out? Will go out for the throw. It will be a Newcastle United throw-in, although at some cost here, it looks like, for Kavanagh. Game's still very much in the balance here. And Khaled Kavanagh still down on the deck, but the referee happy for things to restart here. Wardlaw just struggling here as well from that collision, that coming together with Khaled Kavanagh. And Newcastle will make a change, so Beth Lumsden, 50 up for Newcastle, making way. And her goal, the only goal for Newcastle this afternoon, and Amelia Larsson, who signed this winter after a contract ended with Rosengård in Sweden, on for her debut. Ashworth Clifford as the game restarts here. Stokes underneath this. Stokes will launch it up towards Hales. Pike. Kavanagh for Mitchell. Perfield keeping a composure. Mannion. Tamarin launches it. Who is going to take this game by the scruff of the neck? Wardlaw keeps it in place. Savenius ahead. Here she is. Let's come back off. And Savenius. That's former Rosengård player in Sweden as well. Part of the Finnish squad for the last European Championships. Wardlaw. Tight spot here, Lois Joel. It's away from Dean. Nobbs. Momentum just taken away from Newcastle here, back with Mannion. And the switch for Hales. Mitchell taking over for Ipswich. Demi Stokes now. Purfield. Stokes. This will be a really important point, this, for Ipswich Town, if they are to hang on away from home. Have picked up draws in 2 of the last 3 games. One point better than nothing. Down at the wrong end of the table. Savenius. She kept that in play. I think it had already gone out before she could get there. Known to be a rather explosive forward. We've got this right side here since she's come on. Proven goal threat and scoring ability when back in the homeland of Finland. Away by Stokes. Mitchell now. Run out of play. Newcastle not hanging around, although it needs to be taken from the right place, this throw. Savenius. Savenius taking over again, but nobody can really keep their foot on the ball. It's of turnover city here in Gateshead in the second half in particular. Kavanagh under the cosh. Have it touched from Wardlaw. Ipswich have it. Ashworth Clifford to squeeze it through for Rihanna Dean. Sat up for her nicely. And there needs to be some impetus here from Newcastle being the home team. One of these Gateshead struggles set to continue. They've only won once here this season in WSL 2. Wardlaw looking for the option. Savenius was that option, but didn't get to it. Ashworth Clifford here's certainly made an impression since she came on in the second half. Rihanna Dean. Kavanagh has to go backwards for Negri. Keeps her composure. Peak. Mitchell did well. Pesquet, and then it's flashed right across, and nobody can get on the end of it for Ipswich Town. 10 more to play here. And Kit Graham with a hand of apology, really. Could have been a lot more and a lot better. Short of 90 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur in all competitions. Part of that Tottenham team that to that FA Cup final a couple of years ago now. Away by Wardlord. Knobs onto it quickly. Here's Hales. Just seems a little rushed as both teams start to push for the maximum here today. Savenius. Away from Doe. We will be seeing Ava Baker very soon for Ipswich Town to make her debut. Two clubs who have been rather busy during the transfer window. Bethan Doe is down currently. Mitchell under pressure from Hales. Stowe is up on her feet now. And Hales determined. Ball out of play will allow the change to be made. So here comes Ava Baker on loan from Birmingham City. Birmingham going great guns currently at the minute, 5-1 up in their game with Nottingham Forest. Product of Leicester City's academy as well. She is direct, she is quick. So it's the end of Pescott. And what a shift she's put in. What a goal she has scored today. Savenius earning it back for Newcastle United. Wardlaw. Lewis Joel. Stokes. Here's Hales. Back for Demi Stokes. And the cutback for Jordan Nobbs. How big a moment will that turn out to be? So often in that sort of range you will have seen Jordan Nobbs in her career smash that into the net. Couple of goals, back-to-back games against Southampton and Portsmouth. Jordan Nobbs in WSL 2 this season. Three-time WSL winner. Hales. Summer Hughes gets the decision her way. Kavanagh. She's been dragged back there by Savenius. Perfield. Filled the presence of Baker. Stokes being urged on. Hales. Mitchell for company. Can't find Stokes. Baker has it for Ipswich, who've grown into this game. Kick Graham. Graham's ball through. Nice idea. Oh, a touch. Just getting the better of Emilia Larsson. He's a former teammate of Savenius. Had time in Sweden together. Clearance here only as far as Larsson. Has to go for the pass. Larsson again. Goes for goal. Well, as far as Pike. Stokes. Knocked away. Burfield. Got the backing of the crowd now, right behind Newcastle United. Burfield, and too close to Negri. He's going to be that one player. He's going to step up to the mark to be the match winner, because we are getting to that territory now. Free kick that will be Newcastle United's. Might have just had one win at home this season. Tanya Oaks to be looking for that first home win. I have to say that she's been fairly excited about the opportunity to be back at home in the new year. Here's Pike. Just not happening. "17 attempts to just the 3 of Ipswich, but parity it is here. Lois Joe. Oh, some tired legs, tired minds. And just see this moment for Pike here. Falling on it was Negri. And a stoppage. Again, an Ipswich player down, which hasn't gone down well with the majority. It's not gone down well with Tanya Oxtoby. As Negri, who is feeling some discomfort, edge towards 90 minutes. So it's a point in the right direction for Ipswich. It is to stay this way. It doesn't really help Newcastle's cause. Be 6 points to Bristol City in that third place that they are chasing down. The remit Tanya Oxtoby said when she came in was that they're not shying away from the overall goal of being promoted this season. But a point to the lowest club in the league in Ipswich Town is not going to help their cause. She was ruining that first half performance against Charlton last week. She might be ruining the second half performance here. Mannion. Lawson. Molly Pike towards Hales. Mitchell. Just anywhere will do, really. Heading towards 5 additional minutes at the end of this one. Ava Baker now. Kick Graham ahead. It's in towards Graham. This is Ashworth Clifford. Lois Joel doing her bit. 5 minutes for one of these two to go and find a winner. Larson with the throw. Wardlaw now. Demi Stokes. Still plenty of time yet, isn't there, for One twist. That could be the difference. Wardlaw tidies up. Mannion. Lawson. Beth Ando's had a good game today. Oh. For Mannion again. Long towards Demi Stokes. That's Jordan Nobbs. And back for Nobbs again. Oh, it's pinball in there. Caught it better than the chance she had earlier in the half. And Ava Baker and those fresh legs put them to the test here in a foot race with Joel. Oh, great ball through for Dean. Big save. Baker again. Oh, it could be a point-winning save. Maybe even more from Tamanen. What a moment that was. Rihanna Dean. Had that gone in, surely that would have been the winner for Ipswich of what would have been a second win of this season. And still we go on. Larson. Kavanagh is there for Ipswich Town. Oh, the long old journey home would have been a lot sweeter, certainly, had that gone in. That's going to run out of play. It will be a corner, but how big a chance is this? Rihanna Dean stopped by Anna Tamanen. So maybe we're Tamanen making a way up here. We've seen it already this week in the Men's Champions League, just how big a role goalkeepers can play. Molly Pike. Heading towards Now and Ever. Oh, and the referee has seen a push. He has seen a push. And a free kick for Ipswich, who will take that all day long. 1 more minute to play of the 5 minimum added. I'm not sure how much there was in there, it has to be said. So one last moment here for Ipswich. This is it. Tuck back here from Stokes. And he comes. And the goalkeeper is committed. And Newcastle clear away. That is it. Parity in Gateshead. Ipswich with a big point away from home in their quest to stay in WSL 2. For as good a start it was for Newcastle United, they were pegged back by a moment of brilliance